When reading a secondary source, it's important to highlight key details that we come across. The reason why we read secondary sources is to find out more details about a topic. So what I want to do in this video is show you how to find important details in text, and I also want to show you how to highlight those details when reading from a Google Doc. On the screen right now, you see a very brief biography on the life of George Washington, the father of American history, president number one in U.S. history, also the hero of the American Revolution, one of our founding fathers. As I read this biography on George Washington, I'm hoping to come across information I didn't already know about our first president. As I come across information that I think is important, what I'm going to want to do is highlight the key details and then list that information off to the side in what are called comment boxes. When looking at a secondary source and reading for information, you really want to mark off important information. The details that you think are too important to forget, those are the details that you want to highlight and mark off in comment boxes off to the side. So let me show you how this works. Paragraph number 1, opening sentence says George Washington was born on February 22nd, 1732. That's an important detail I want to remember. That way, when I think about George Washington at a later time, hopefully I will remember this detail. And when I think George Washington, I'm not thinking 1400s or 1800s or the 2000s. I'm thinking 1700s. He was born in 1732. So what I'm going to do here is move my cursor over here and highlight this first sentence. I'm indicating to myself that this is an important detail. This is a detail worth remembering. And off to the side, next to where I see this plus sign, I'm going to create a comment box. And in that comment box, I'm going to remind myself that Washington was born in 1732. Ask yourself, what would my teacher want me to remember about George Washington? What's important? What should I know? It's probably a good idea to understand the time period in which he lived. So that's sentence number 1, important detail number 1. Next sentence says here, he served as commander of the Continental or Colonial Army during the Revolutionary War. He also served as America's first president. These are the two important reasons why George Washington is such an important figure in American history. These are his most important contributions to American history. These are things that I think I should remember. So I am going to highlight these details. Then off to the side, create another comment box. And inside this one, I'm going to put first president, United States history, commander of the Continental Army during the American Revolution. The reason why I'm adding these comment boxes off to the side is because if I just highlight key details and I don't really attempt to put the information in my own words, I'm not going to remember these details and why they're significant. So when reading a secondary source, when reading for information, get in the habit of highlighting key details and off to the side, putting that information into your own words so that you will better remember it. This is how we go about close reading a secondary source.